Hi, this is EnPTinio. In celebration of Environmental Awareness Month, I give you 5 things you need to know about solid waste management in the Philippines. Frequently asked question number 1. How does the Philippines define solid waste management? In the Philippines, the law that covers solid waste management is Public Act 9003, enacted in 2001. It defines ecological solid waste as follows: the systematic administration of activities which provide for segregation at source, segregated transportation, storage, transfer, processing, treatment, and disposal of solid waste and all other waste management activities which do not harm the environment. With that definition, we see the vast coverage of solid waste management in the Philippines and ecological solid waste management at that. This ecological solid waste management system is what the local government units of our country must endeavor to achieve and establish. What is the status of solid waste management in the Philippines? This topic is one of the most searched queries in my website EnPTinio.com, and I think it's because of the concern of Filipinos towards our waste management problems in the Philippines. At this time, I will highlight 3 statistics that are important for waste management researchers and local governments that endeavor to improve waste management systems. First is that solid waste generation per Filipino is at 0.4 kilograms daily. So that can be used to estimate projected waste generation for 5 years, 3 years, and can help local government units and their partners plan solid waste management. In fact, this estimate is used National Solid Waste Management Commission in their projection of waste generation in the latest Solid Waste Management Status Report. Second stat is the waste composition of the Philippines. Waste composition is important because it enables planning the different processes and activities for waste management. For example, biodegradables have different waste activities from recyclables and residuals. The definitions of these are in RA 9003. As of the latest estimate, waste in the Philippines is composed primarily of biodegradable waste. 52% of waste generated by Filipinos is biodegradable content. 28% are recyclables, 18% are residual, and 2% are special waste. It is important to understand that this large fraction of biodegradable waste should encourage us to do household composting and even barangay composting through urban gardens. Third important stat that I would like to highlight is that 57% of the waste generated in the Philippines comes from residential sources. With this large composition of waste coming from residential sources, it's important that household waste collection, household waste recycling, and household waste disposal be a priority for local government initiatives, both in the barangay, the city, the municipality, and the provincial levels. Again, for important statistics on waste management, check out my article at EnPTinio.com. Question number 3. Who is responsible for solid waste management in the Philippines? Philippine Solid Waste Management Act RA 9003 holds the barangay as primarily responsible for collecting biodegradable, recyclable, and reusable waste. It also expresses that the city or municipality is primarily responsible for collecting non-recyclable, that is residual and special waste. A body that was created by RA 9003 is the National Solid Waste Management Commission, chaired by the DANR Secretary, and is composed of members of the government sector and the private sector. The NSWMC publishes the National Solid Waste Management Report, the latest of which covers 2008 to 2018. Also, The DNR, through the Environmental Management Bureau, is the secretariat of the NSWMC. The law mandates that an annual report of solid waste management status be published. In practice, it is published periodically. Question number 4. What are the different problems of waste management in the Philippines? If we are to elaborate on this question, it would take months and months of content. The complexity of the solid waste management problem is one of the reasons why it's hard to resolve solid waste management issues in the Philippines. Primarily, two problems dominate local government units in terms of solid waste management. First is low waste segregation rates. Second problem is the weak enforcement of solid waste disposal laws. That waste disposal sites and waste facilities are not given priority in human settlement projects. Plastic pollution is also an emerging issue related to solid waste management. Philippine rivers are among the greatest contributors to ocean plastic waste. From a sustainable urban planning perspective, solid waste management problems cover environmental, economic, social, even health issues. Number 5. How can solid waste management in the Philippines be improved? Like the previous question, improving solid waste management systems is a systemic issue. It is important to note that different levels of governance have different roles in solid waste management, and also the private sector is an important driver of change in the solid waste management system. In my opinion, improving any solid waste management system requires systems thinking. However, the easiest way to improve solid waste management is to make it more convenient. Two immediate term changes can be made by local governments who want to improve their solid waste management system. Maintaining a consistent waste collection schedule makes waste management predictable and practical. Second is to demonstrate easy-to-follow segregation, composting, and recycling practices. The easier the practice, the more probable it will be followed. However, for systemic change in the solid waste management system, political will in the siting of local government waste facilities, segregation, and even integration of informal waste management is important and a driver in developing countries like the Philippines. Once again, I am EnPTinio, and these are 5 things you need to know about Philippine solid waste management. Hi everyone, this is EnPTinio, Filipino Environmental Planner. I want to thank you for watching my content and subscribing to my channel. Do you have any content that you want to be featured? Email me at EnPTinio.com and or follow me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, or Spotify.